We are about to see some pretty exciting things in crypto, and maybe we are going to get exactly what we need to see Shiba Inu do incredibly well in terms of price. There's some things that we've talked about that we need in order for Shib to do some significant surges. And every time this point comes, we always get these negative comments that pop up to try to dissuade holders from holding Shib or from buying Shiba Inu. And the problem is there's a very huge fundamental misunderstanding of Shib, and they don't realize that Shib right now on a fundamental level is in line with top blue chip assets like BTC and Ethereum. And we're going to talk about that in this video. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So I first want to show you guys the comment. Now, this was by Harry Houdini. Appreciate him for making this comment and spurring this discussion, because I think it's important that people need to be aware of this. He said, please don't be suckers. The supply of almost 600 trillion tokens will always be a problem for Shiba Inu price appreciation. It's difficult to understand exactly how big a trillion is, never mind 600 trillion. So much money will now start to flow into the top cryptos and utility cryptos, and you'll miss it because you believe holding millions of tokens is somehow an advantage, apparently ignoring the unfathomable total supply. There will be little money left to pump stuff like Shiba, and you'll be left holding millions of nothing. Again, appreciate the comment, but the comment makes no damn sense at all. Trillion is a very big number. 600 trillion, it's actually 589 trillion, is a very big number as well. But there is a huge disconnect. You think that just because number big mean number can't go up, right? That's the very dumbed down version of this argument, and it makes no sense at all. I think people forget that at one point, Shiba Inu was a $50 billion market cap, all right? Dogecoin, with its very large supply as well, 150 billion Doge, was a $100 billion market cap. There is no correlation between how high the supply is and how high the market cap can go. It's fugazi, it's fugazi. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right? And here's the thing that a lot of people forget, all right? When we have new retail adoption, which is the biggest thing we've been waiting for in this market cycle, that hasn't really been coming, just for some context and clarity surrounding this, there was a little bit of retail adoption taking place back here in November. It was mostly surrounding US-based assets. That's why you saw ADA, Algo, HBAR, XRP, XLM do some pretty exciting surges. We obviously had that burst back here in February into March of 2024, which Shib did incredibly well during, might I add. But when that retail adoption is taking place, are they looking at this number here? Are they looking at supply? And the answer is no. Most people don't give a shit, right? We talk about new people to the crypto market, new people to investing. They don't care about supply. You know what number they do care about? This number right here, the price of an asset, okay? When we look, it's a psychological thing, right? When we look at BTC, $117,000 for BTC. Do you think they're more likely to buy this number, or maybe a $4,200 Ethereum, or a $181 Solana, right? Or an 80-cent ADA? Or do you think they're even more likely to buy a 40136 Shiba Inu, thinking that it can get up to these prices, which in all clarity and all transparency, it's not going to do, right? We're not going to see a $4,200 Shib, right? Likelihood of a $1 Shib, probably not going to happen without major supply removal, unless Shib gets adopted as like a world payment system, right? Which, Shib right now, frankly, from a utility standpoint, it is in every single pay rail system in the world. It's in every single exchange in the world. It's a deflationary supply, so it's probably best suited for that, to be honest with you. And obviously, we know that the Shib ecosystem dev team, they're trying to create advanced utility with Shib too, okay? So this has a higher likelihood of adoption than even some of these other assets that currently sit above it. The reason why it's down here right now is because we haven't seen big adoption taking place in this market cycle. There's been a lot of capital rotation in the market, and yes, some of that capital has flowed to more utility-driven assets. But the problem is we are still in a speculative era in the crypto market, right? We're not in that you need to have utility, and that's the only way that number go up. Right? We're not in that time yet. By the end of next market cycle, I think we will be. I think we're going to be at a point where, again, the best tech is going to be some of the best performers in the market, or some new up and comers are going to be, some of the best performers, right? We're only at 5 to 6% of the world in crypto. It's a very small number. All right. Now, here's another thing as well. All right. That's all I want to talk about on that part of it. But when we look at SHIB fundamentals, it has some of the best fundamentals in the crypto market. And you could argue with me until you're blue in the face, and you're not going to change my mind on this, right? Reason why: one of the longest average hold times in the entire crypto market. Yep, even compared to other blue chip assets, 2.8 years is a very long time. And they will say, oh, yeah, that's because people are buried in losses. No, right now, like I talked about earlier today, we're at 55% of Shiba Inu holders in profit. I've been in profit this entire market cycle. I bought during the depths of the bear market, have not sold, because I understand what can happen when retail adoption is taking place, okay? And in fact, what we're still seeing is good fundamentals, whales still accumulating, we're still seeing holders increase, all the things that we frankly need to see, right? And that brings me to this. Shiba Inu is one of the most decentralized assets in all of crypto. And I was trying to get the rich list stuff to work, and it's not working. It's not loading, of course, go figure. But when we compare the Shib rich list to the BTC rich list, to the Ethereum rich list, to the Solana rich list, which I've done in other videos before, and you eliminate the burn wallet, which nobody has access to, Shib is one of the most decentralized assets in the crypto market. It's actually the most decentralized meme coin, which is a very exciting thing. But that alone shows you a very different story than what people are trying to paint, right? Very different picture. Exchange supply. Let's talk about that, right? Because right now we're at a point where we're at about 85 trillion Shib available on exchanges. How does that ratio compare to other assets in the crypto market? Right now, 85 trillion Shib is only 14.5% of the circulating supply of Shiba Inu. It's a very low number, right? It's obviously only 8.5% of the total supply of Shib. But when we compare that to BTC, which is 12.73% of the circulating supply, or Ethereum, which is 15.6% of the circulating supply, there as a ratio is less Shiba Inu to go around. And I don't know why this keeps going over people's heads, or people that make comments like this don't understand that. This is why I keep saying there's going to be a Shiba Inu supply shock, because, guys, the ratio is less. You just need demand. We haven't had that big surge of demand since February, March of last year. We obviously saw what happened at that time. I want to show people something else here as well. When we look at the volume for Shiba Inu, where is the major portion of this volume taking place? It's on centralized exchanges, okay? It's not huge. Again, only $228 million over the last 24 hours. But again, when this surges to $1 billion or $5 billion or $10 billion, like we've seen Shiba Inu do in the not so distant past, what do we think that is going to do to price? It causes it to move pretty significantly, might I add. Again, even since just February or March of last year, just take a look at what the difference is. Why is this not working now? Man, nothing is working today. There is, about half the supply available that there was when Shib did a 4.5x in just a week's time. All right. So these arguments don't have much traction. They aren't really convincing anybody at this point, right? So that's what I will say is you have to do the research. You have to weigh all the things. All right. That's it. That's all I got for you guys in this video. I'm very excited for what Shib can do. I'm very excited to see what adoption is going to do to price, and we'll see, I think, in the not so distant future. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.